with the concepts. Let's say, for example, we have done with the data types, variables. We know how to write the print conditions. We know what is the meaning of operators and how to design the operators. And especially we know how to write the loops for loop, while loop, break, if, else, elif conditions. And also completely we know about functions. Am I right? So today we are going to discuss a very, very important concept. I'm telling you. Important concept mainly for data science people. The people who are here for the data science. So they are going to use this in many ways, mainly for model building, saving the model, okay, loading the model. So all these things. So what was the concept? Concept is known as an file handling. Okay. Concept is known as an file handling. Generally, what is the meaning of file? Any file, let's say Excel file, Word document, PPT, anything. Like if you take anything, anything is nothing but a file only. Na? Anything is nothing but a file. So you are going to handle the file. So there are many files that you need to keep in mind. There are many files in the system, in the computer. When coming to the computer, you are having here. What are the files? Let me tell you very, very clearly. So what are the files? Let me tell you very clearly about them. Just yeah. So the files are nothing but, so let's say, guys, tell me .txt is what file? .txt is what file?
Text file.
Text file, right? So yes, it's a text file which can be built with the help of Notepad. Some of which means this one. I hope everyone knows the Notepad. Next, you can see lot of files. .xlsx, or like Excel sheet. Okay. So .csv, some kind of structured data we can say, comma separated value. And we have .pptx like ppt, pdf, like different files are there. Okay, we have .json file, very important one for the deep learning people. So JavaScript object notation. So JavaScript object notation. So lot of files are there with their extensions. You can guess them with their extensions itself. The question here is file handling. So as of now, I'm going to take the Notepad file. Okay, so the deep learning, the data analysis people or the Python people will be using the .txt, and the deep learning people, NLP, natural language processing people, they will be using .json file, and they will be using, let's say, .pickle file. Different files are there. So let's go with the text file .txt, which means a Notepad file. So .txt file will be available with the help of Notepad. I'm telling you. Let's say if I take the Notepad, for example, okay, if I take the Notepad here, anything if I create the data in the Notepad, anything I create the data. For example, Python is very good to learn. For example, if I'm creating some data, if you want to save that particular data, I'm telling you. Let's say if I want to save this data, go to the file option, go to the save as, automatically will be saved. But when you're saving, the file extension should be, the file extension will be, .txt. It's a txt file. So Notepad file, whatever the file that you created in the Notepad will be the txt file. So file handling, you are going to work with the files. What files? Any files, but here we are going to work with, you need to understand the concept. The file handling means, so we are we are going to work with we are going to work with files. Let's say, for example, .csv file, .txt file, .json file, let's say .pickle file. Lot of files are there. Okay, etc. I'm just writing etc. Okay, we are going to work with the files .csv, .txt, .json, .pickle, so on, etc. So the question is very simple. There are three different stages. Very simple concept. This is there are three different stages. For example, for every collab file, so you have opened the collab here. Okay, I have opened the Google Colab. For every file, there will be a temporary storage, and this is that temporary storage. Okay, this is the temporary storage for this particular file. For example, if I am writing a code and if I want to save anything, I can save here. This is the temporary area. Okay, so for every file, you will create the new notebooks, right? For every concept, you will create the new notebook. For every notebook, if you want to use the space to store something, you can use the space which you can see, the empty space. So this is the temporary space. So let's say any operation you do, any operation you do, any operation you do, if you want to save temporarily, it will save here. Or else temporarily, if you want to upload any file, you can upload here, and you can use in the file. You can use in the coding area. So very simple. When you create a new file, when you create a file, I'm telling you, when you create a file, a temporary space will be given. So this is the temporary space. Okay. So this is the temporary space. So you can do work here and temporarily you can save the data. That is the most important point that you need to keep it. When coming to the file handling concept, in the file handling concept, there are three different stages I'm telling you. In the file handling concept, there are three different stages, three different steps, which means three different modes. There are mainly three modes in the file handling concept. There are mainly three modes in the file handling concept. So what are the mainly three modes? So mode one. So the first one we can say it is a mode W. W mode, okay? W means write. What is the meaning of W? W means write mode. So write mode. So let me write here, write mode. Let me write the next one, second one. R. R means what? R means read mode. R means read mode. A. A means add mode. So there are three different modes. W means write mode. R means read mode. A means add mode. So three different modes are there mainly. So three different modes are there. So the question here is, let's say, what is the meaning of three? Very simple, guys. Tell me what is the meaning of write. For example, file is nothing but write mode means very simple. I will use the W. And I will write the data into the file. For example, imagine here there is a file called kiran.txt. I will use the W and I will write the data. I will use the R and I will read the data from the file. I will use the A and I will add extra data. I will add extra data into the file. So very simple concept. W mode, R mode and A mode. So now see very clearly. You tell me guys, can you see here? Let me do one thing. Okay. There are three different modes. W mode, R mode and A mode. Okay. First let's completely discuss about W mode. Let's discuss completely about W mode. Okay? Completely about W mode. So, guys, you tell me here, you tell me in the temporary space, okay, in this temporary space, is there any file with the .txt extension? Tell me, is there any file? There is no file here. It is completely empty. It is completely empty. Now what I am going to do is W mode means what? Simply I am writing here. W mode means used to write the data into the file. Used to W mode means used to write the data into the file. This is the most the working process of the W. My question is here in this space, what inside the red color box which you see, is there any file called .txt? There is no file. So there are three different steps. There are three different steps that W will do. Okay, step one. Okay, step one. Okay, the point here is W will write the data into the file. That is fixed. W will write the data into the file, any file, JSON file, .txt file, it might be any file. My question is, but writing the data into the file also in three different steps, in three different levels will be there. What is step one? In point one, W is used to write the data into the file, write the data into the file. If the file is not there in the specific location, W will create the file and will write the data into the file. Yes, what is the meaning of this? Tell me, anyone of what I'm saying is using W, I can write the data into the file. That is okay, fix.
So it can write some coding in that particular file. Along with that, it can also make other operation. So the file is not existing in the given storage. So it
Yes.
will create another file to write the code.
Yes. So step one is using W. Step one is W is used to write the data. That is fixed. That is fixed. But imagine the point number one is, so there is no file in the specific location here inside the red color box. Suppose see, as a user, I want to open a file. What file I want to open? As a user, I want to open a file. What file I want to open? I want to open shahrukh.txt file. I want to open shahrukh.txt file. You tell me here, is there any file called shahrukh.txt? Is there any file here called shahrukh.txt? No, no file. So, as a user, I want to open shahrukh.txt file in the W mode. In the W mode, and I'm going to keep everything in a variable. I'm going to keep in a variable. So you need to be very clear here. Okay, what is the meaning of clear? I want to open shahrukh.txt. What is the mode? Mode is W. So what this W will do? What this W will do? W user want to open shahrukh.txt file in the mode W. What W will do? Okay, user is asking to open the file. W will go to the location. It will go to the location. It will check where is shahrukh.txt file, because you only said no, open shahrukh.txt file in the W mode. So W is going and it is checking where is shahrukh.txt. So is there any file? Shahrukh.txt file? Shahrukh.txt file is not there. So what this W will do? W will create shahrukh.txt file here. It will create the shahrukh.txt file and it will open the file. If you want to write anything, you need to open the file. So I want to open sharp.txt in a W mode. W mode will go and will see. So the file is not there. So the file is not there. W will create the file and it will open the file. Okay. File is and okay. File is creating and it is opening. File is creating and it is opening. Okay, file is open. Okay. All the operation I am maintaining in a variable A, I am telling you. All the operation I am maintaining in a variable A. Okay, I am maintaining in a variable A. So I want to write the data into the file. A dot, because A is the file, into the file, I want to write the data. What I want to write? I am from USA and India, which means, see, whatever the sharp.txt file that W is creating and it is opening, that you have kept in a variable A. So using that variable, I am going to write the data into the file. To which file? Sharp.txt file. Okay. You opened the file is not there. File is not there in the location. W created the file. It opened the file. After opening, I am writing the data into the file. Okay. Writing the data into the file. After writing the data into the file, what I can do? I need to close it. Without closing, how can you come back? I'm going to close the data, close the file. So I want to open the file. File is not there. W created the file. Okay, created and open the file. After opening the file, I'm going to write the data into the file. After writing the data, I'm going to come back. Guys, this is file handling, 3 lines. Tell me who understood, who not understood. Clear this 3 lines, everyone? 3 lines properly. Clear. Now see, let's see after running this code, W file is not there. If the file is there, that's a different story. File is not there, no? So W will create the file, will open, will write and will close it. Let's see, file will create or not. Let me run it. It run executed successfully, so no error. Let me refresh. File created or not, guys? See, file is created. If I open the file, data is there. Guys, understood? That is step 1. Step 2. Step 2. What is step 2? If the file is there, if the file is there in the specific, okay, if the file is there in the specific location, W will open the file and write the data into the file. The file is there in the location and it will, and if it is empty, okay, if the file is there in the specific location and if it is empty, W will open the file and write the data into the file. What is the meaning of that? First of all, let me remove this one. See, as of now, there is no file here. There is no file. I'm going to create the file. See here, right click, new file. I'm going to create the file. For example, kiran.txt. The file is there. So now I'm going to copy the code, paste it here. Kiran.txt. Guys, the kiran.txt file is empty or not? You tell me. This file is empty or not? This just now I created the file. File is empty. There is nothing in the file. Okay. So W, what do I want to open the kiran.txt file? Okay, you can open. W will go and will see whether the file is there or not. File is there. So file is there. So file is opening. So W will go and see. Yes, current file is, if it's not there means it will create. File is there, simply it will open the file, it will write the data into the file, it close the file, simple see. Refresh it once, refresh it once, opens it, you see. So you need to pass the path, so that's the problem. Then it's not need of, it won't create the file, so no need to worry about it. So if you run the code, automatically this code will be entered into the data. See, if I open the file, can you see the data? Data is inserted or not? Data is inserted or not into the file? Yes, data is inserted. That is very simple, guys. W means write the data. If the file not there, W will create. If the file is there and if the file is empty, it will write the data. The question is here. The question is here. Step 3. Step 3. What is step 3? Same. This one I will copy. Okay. If the file is there in the specific location and if it is not empty, W will open the file and write the data into the file. Write the data into the file. But already what data is there in the file, it will override. It will override. For example, let me remove this file. Let me remove this file, current file. I am going to create a new file. I am going to create a new file and I am going to name it like india.txt. Some file I have created. The file name is India. I have opened the file. Just double click on it, the file will open. Manually write the data. I am from I say Hyderabad, something. Some story I have written. Some story I have written in the file. I created the file. Manually, I am writing the data into the file. Click on the save. Okay, click on the save. Now see if data is there. So what I'm saying is I created the file. Data also there in the file. Now I am asking, I am pasting here. As a user, I want to open india.txt. As a user, I want to open india.txt file in a W mode. Okay. So W will go and see file is there. Yes, of course the file is there. Of course the file is there. Okay. So W means what? Okay. So W, what W will do? W will go and will search whether the data is there or not. Yes. W will go and see, it is going and seeing file is there. It will open the file. My question is already data is there in the file. So now if you are writing a new data, it will add or it will override. It will
Overriding, sir.
yes. If data is there in the file means it will override. It will override and you are going to close the data. You are going to close the data. Now see or refresh it, open the file. I am from US and India. Previously I have written something like I am from Telangana something. No? It is override. It is override. Now tell me guys simply, W means write mode. At any cost, W will write the data into the file, but in 3 different stages. Point number one, if the user want to open the file, if the user want to, W means like if the file is not there and if you want to open it in a W mode, W will create the file and will write the data into the file. Okay, W will create the file and it will open the file, so you can write the data into the file. Point number 2, if the file is there means W will open the file and you can write the data. Next one, if the file is there and if the data is there, W will open the file and it will overwrite the data. 3 different stages. At any cost, W means writing the data. W means writing the data. Guys, understood about W mode?
Yes, sir.
Okay. W mode. What about next one? R. So before going to R, let's do A. Because W mode and A mode both are same. W mode and A both are same. So let's see here. So A mode. The only difference for W and A is W, if the file is there and if the data is there in the file, if the data is there, okay, if the data is there in the file, W will overwrite, A will add, simple. Remaining all operations are same. See, add mode. So in the add mode also what I will do is I will copy all these things. We'll come back here. I will do small changes. Small changes here. A mode used to add the data into the file. So A is used to write the data into the file. Same. If the file is not there in a specific location, A will create the file and will add the data into the file. Point number 2. If the file is there in the specific location and if it is empty, A will open the file and add the data into the file. Step 3. What is step 3? If the file is there in a specific location and if it is not empty, A will open the file and add the data into the file. But already what data is there in the file, it will add, but not override. This is the only difference. For example, let me remove all the text files. Let me remove all the text files here. Okay, let me remove all the text files. So we have done with A. I mean, what I'm trying to say is W we have done. A also same story. See, just I will write first one in the place of I will write A. Shahrukh file is not there. The mode is what, guys? Mode is what? A. If the mode is W, Shahrukh file is not there. W will create the file and will write the data. A also same. A also it will go and it will see file is not there. It will create the file and it will open the file. It will create the file and it will open the file and write the data into the file and close it. Run it. Refresh it. You can see Shahrukh created. Data has added. Step 1, same like W only. Remove that, for example. Remove that. Come to the step 2. Make it here A. Make it here A. File. Create a file, for example. Okay. Kiran.txt file. Okay. Kiran.txt file. Okay. Kiran.txt file. So I want Kiran.txt file. I want to open. File is there. Simple file is there. File is empty. A will open the file where you can write the data. Because file is empty. File not there means it will create. File there means it will open and it will write the data. Refresh. Check the data. You can see. You can see the data in the file. Very, very simple. Third point is now it is very important. For example, I am going to take Kiran file only. Already data is there. Now see guys, I am writing Kiran here for example. See, already file is there. Just see. In the preferred location, Kiran.txt file is there. Okay. Mode is A. Okay. In the Kiran.txt file, is there any data or not? Guys, is there any data in the Kiran.txt?
Yes, sir. Already data have.
We have some data in the Kiran.txt.
Yes, sir.
And what is that data? I am from USA and India. Some data is there. Now what I am doing here, I want to open that Kiran.txt in append mode, and already data is there, but I am passing here from I am a developer. I am a developer. I am opening the file. Already data is there. Already data is there. So I am opening the file in a mode, and I'm writing this one. Okay. I'm writing I am a developer, and I'm close it. So what A will do generally? Lot of students will think that A will override. No, A will add. A will add. W will override. That is the main difference. That is the main difference. A will add the data. A will add the data. W will override the data. Remaining all things are same. Remaining all things are same. See, but not override. What data in the file it will add, but not override. Guys, understood the difference between W and A?
Yes, sir.
W. R is very simple. Like, can anyone tell me what is the meaning of R?
To read the data in the file.
Read the data. For example, Kiran.txt file is there here. Kiran.txt file is there. In the Kiran.txt file, I have the data. In the Kiran.txt file, I have the data. Okay, very good. I want to read the data which is there inside the file. I don't want to write or I don't want to add. I want to read the data which is present inside the file. How is that possible? How is that possible? So see, first point is, if you want to see, very simple guys. I'm just going to ask you general question here. W mode and A mode, both, if the file is not there, they will create the file, they will add the data, and they will write the data. If the file is there also, they will write the data. If the data is there means W will override, A will add. Okay, fine. My question is, if the file is not there, are you able to read the data from the file? For example, I'm going to hit open. I want to open Praveen.txt in the mode R. Okay. I want to open. What I want to open? I want to open Praveen.txt file. Mode R. So I want to open the file Praveen.txt. Mode C. See the mode. WA will create the file, but R it will go. It will see whether Praveen.txt file is there or not. Praveen.txt file is not there. How can you read the data? W and A will add, will create and will add the data. But R, if the file is not there, means how it is possible to read the data? So see, suppose print A dot read. A means what? Whatever the operation that you have done, the first line I'm keeping in a variable A. So A dot, I want to read the data from the file. So I want to read complete data from the Praveen.txt. But if I run it, see, in the first line only I'm going to get the error. The first line only I'm going to get the error. What it is telling me, no such file or directory. Praveen.txt file is not there. How can you read the data? W mode A1 will be created, but R, you are trying to read, but Praveen file is not there. How can I read the data? Not possible. But what if I write Kiran here? What if I written Kiran? R will check whether Kiran.txt is there or not. Kiran.txt file is there. It will open the file. After opening the file, I am going to read the data from the file. I am keeping this in a variable N, so A.read. I am going to read the data from the file. I am going to open the file. I am going to read the file. After reading, if you want to close, you can close the file. Close the file. See, I am reading the data. First line, opening the file or reading the file. So see, read function will read all the lines from the file. It will read all the lines which are there inside the kernel. Very, very simple. There will be only three modes in the file handling. W, R, and A. W, write the data. File not there means it will create. File there means it will write. If already data is there means it will overwrite. A will create the file to write the data. If the file there, it will add the data. If the file is there and the data is there, it will add the data but not overwrite. W means if there is any file. If there is any file, you can read the data from the file. If the file is not there and if you're trying to read means it is highly impossible. Highly impossible. So this is completely file handling. Guys, any doubts still here? Still
No,
here,
sir.
any doubts? Now I'm going to tell you in a real-time perspective. File handling in a real-time perspective. You tell me, if I don't close the file, what happens? Imagine I'm opening the file. I'm writing the data into the file. I'm not closing. What will happen?
It will give error.
Error. Error. Okay, let's try. Let me copy here. So let me paste here. I'm going to remove the last line. So what I'm doing, the first line, W is going to check whether shahrukh.txt is there or not. Shahrukh.txt is not there. So W will create the shahrukh.txt file and it will open. After that, I'm writing the data. Okay. After I'm creating the file, W is creating the file. It is opening the file. I'm going inside the file and writing the data into the file. Writing the data into the file. Okay, writing the data into the file. So imagine I'm not closing. What happens? See, what happens? Shahrukh.txt is created. Write means total 23 characters are there, something like it is coming. So if I open the file, nothing has been written into the file. The point here is nothing has been written into the file. So you're not getting error also. You are not getting the error also and data is not waiting. So what is the purpose of close? If you don't close means you are going to face lot of issues, I'm telling you. You are going to face lot of issues. I will tell you a real-time scenario. For example, imagine your office is from 10 to 7 o'clock in the real time. For example, 6 o'clock your client has given the permission. At 6 o'clock your client has given the permission to fetch the data. Okay, you are collecting the data from the client and you are writing the data into the text file. Okay, you are collecting the data from the client and you are writing the data. You are completely continuously writing the data into the file. 1 hour you have done that and you got to know like 1 hour will go to the 5 hours. So you came to your home and tomorrow morning you went to the office. But whenever you are coming back to the whenever you are coming to the home, you forgot it to close the file. You forgot it to close the file. Very simple. If you don't close the file, you open the file, you have written the data and you didn't close the file. If you don't close the file means what happens is whatever the data that you have inserted will be erased and cache data will be created. Unwanted data which you can't see. Unwanted data will be created. What I'm trying to say is you open the file, you opened the file. Okay, good. After opening the file, we have written the data. Okay. If you don't close the file means whatever the data that you have inserted will be erased and some cache data will be created. Some cache data, unwanted data generated by the RAM will be created. If you take that particular file to the production, you will be getting a lot of issues. Okay. Okay, sir. But how I can't remember, like I'm daily forgetting. I'm daily forgetting, like what I'm saying is like I'm daily forgetting how to close, like I'm forgetting to close the file. Is there any chance, any external chance? Yes, a real time perspective. So file handling. File handling in real time. So in the real time, nobody will close the file. Who will remember all these things? Nobody have such a patience now. Like open the file, write the data, close the file. Definitely everyone will forget how to close the file. Definitely everyone will forget to close the file. So for that purpose, what in the real time, according to the real time code, according to the real time code, how we will do it, let me show you. So first what we have to do is see, instead of writing the code like this, what I'm saying is, instead of writing the code like this, instead of writing the code like this, similar way you can write. See, in a very, very similar way. How, sir, how it will be the similar means, see. I mean, what I'm saying is, you are opening the file, you are writing the data, you are forgetting to close the file. If you forget to close the file, whatever the data that you have inserted into the file will be removed. Some cache data will be created. Okay, that is not a good way. That's what I'm saying. That is not at all a good way. So what is the solution? Sir, I am forgetting to close the file every time. So what is the solution? Okay, what is the solution? So the solution is very simple. In a real-time perspective, we can write the code. In a real-time perspective, we can write the code. So how to write is, instead of writing like this, write with, write with. After writing with, same code what is there here, you copy and paste here. Okay, same code what is there here. So with open shadow.txt in a W1, same you write here. This variable is there, no? You write here at the last. So here variable you are writing in the starting, here write at the last, and this part right in the middle. Use the with keyword. With the keyword, what it will do is, normally see, W will go, W same, W will go and will see. File is there, file is not there, file is not there. So W will create, W will create the file, W will create the file and it will open the file. Okay, W will create the file and it will open the file. Access given to the variable F. Two columns means write two columns. So you can write inside the file. So A dot same. I want to write like I am from Canada. Same. So W will create the file and open the file. Go inside and same, right? This right is there, no? You need to write inside. I'm going inside and writing. After writing the data into the file, because file is open, I'm writing the data into the file. After writing the data into the file, I don't close it. Why? Because with will automatically close. This with is there, no? So after opening, after writing the data, if you don't close the file also, with will automatically close the file. See, if I run it, if I open, you see the data is there. Previously, if I don't write the close, file is not, data is not there. But now file is coming. I mean, the data file is there, data is there in the file. So very simple. If you directly write, write like this, no problem. So very good. But explicitly, you need to close the file. What I'm saying is, instead of closing the file from your end, imagine you forgot it. How much big issue? Daily entire from evening 7 o'clock to the morning 6 o'clock, client data is coming and storing into the file. But you haven't closed the file means at the end, what is there? Nothing will be there in the file. All the work which you have done is completely waste. So to overcome this issue, definitely we will forget to close the file. To overcome these issues, I will use like the same code. See, I'm writing in the middle, variable I'm writing at the end, right I'm writing inside, simple. With will, after completing the writing, with will automatically close the file. With will automatically close the file. You go to the internet, for example, you see C programming, sorry. So anything if you see, So, okay, this is an our basic level. See guys, see, you see here with this real-time code. So definitely if you in the example file also, let's say in the example files, I have written a lot of code here. Let me the examples also. I have written the example files in two different ways. One is the normal way of implementation. One is the normal way of implementation, and the second one in a real-time perspective. Both the codes I have written. Okay, you can see here, and read line and read lines. This also I will tell you. Don't worry. So see, normal. I already told you. If you work on the example files, you will get a great knowledge. When I have a lot of time I have kept on this and I created these files, all the headings, everything. So see, with real time code, lot of examples, lot of examples. Okay. So the point here is, sir, I have seen something like a read line and read lines. Very simple guys. See, W will do three operations, you know. A will also do three operations. R will also do three operations. R will also do three operations. So what are the three operations? Okay. R will also do three operations. Point number one. Okay. Step one. There are, see, if you want to, very simple guys, if you want to read the data, you can read the data in three different ways. Okay. See, if you want to read the data from the file, we can read the data in three ways. One is read, okay, one is read. Second one is read line. Third one is read lines. Okay. So what I'm saying is, imagine you have a file. I told you, if the file is not there means you can't read the data. That is absolutely true. If the file is not there means it is impossible to read the data. So there is no need to worry about it. Sir, file is not there, but I am trying to read the data. Means how can you read it without the file? So imagine there is a file. Imagine, so what I'm trying to say is, see, come here, read option. So for example, let me rename this one. Suppose there is a file, current file, guys. There is a current file. So into that current file, I will pass some lot of theory. So Python, Java, default. So what I'm doing here is very simple. I am taking lot of data, lot of text I am collecting, and I am pasting this in. There is a file called kiran.txt file. I am opening the file and I am going to paste lot of data. Lot of data I have collected from the internet. So all the data I am collecting and I am pasting here. See? So I created a file called kiran.txt. I opened the file and I have written lot of theory. Lot of theory I have written. Now my question for you is, guys, you tell me kiran.txt file is having the data or not. Lot of data is there in the kiran.txt file. Okay, so come to if the file is not there, you can't read the data, so you're getting error. I want to read, in a R mode, I want to read the data in the kiran.txt file. So three different things. I will open the kiran.txt file in a mode R. I will use the read function. What read will do is, exactly in the file how the data is, it will read in the same way. In the same way, in the same way, the data will be read. What I'm trying to say is, in the kiran.txt file, lot of data is there, guys. I'm going to open kiran.txt file. Mode R means I can read. So if I use the read keyword, read function, whatever the data that is there in the kiran.txt, exactly it will read. See, all the data in the file will be readed. Then what about read line? Same. See, I want to open kiran.txt file, mode R. Instead of using read, if you use the read line, what happens? Read means it will read all the data from the file exactly how it is there. A read line will read only few lines, only few lines, only some sample lines it will read. One or two lines it will read. One or two lines it will read. Read lines means read lines. It will read all the data, but outcome will be in the list manner. See, it will read all the data, but output will be in the list manner. Very simple. That's what I'm saying. If there is a data in the file, if you use the read function, you can read the data properly. If you use the read line, you can read only few lines. If you use the read lines, you can read the data, but in an outcome will be in the list. So better we need to use the read because we need the data from the file. We need the data from the file. So this is completely about file handling concept base. Have any queries, you can ask me till here. Completely file handling, including with the real-time perspective, like here also. But try to practice in this way. So I mentioned here in the coding part. So I clearly mentioned here with it. See everything I have written. See what I'm doing here. See, I want to open data science.txt, write mode K. So okay, I'm going to write the data. I'm going to close it. There is no need of writing the close. See here, there is no need of writing the close. Automatically, with will close. So you can remove this line. You can remove this line. Okay. So guys, understood now? You understood the concept, all of you?
Yes, sir.
So completely about file handling. So if there is any doubt still here, you can ask me. I'm going to help you in that. The next concept will be in the next section, exceptional handling. Don't miss the section tomorrow. I'm telling you, exceptional handling. Very, very important concept. You are going to handle the error like just like a real-time perspective only. Like you are going to handle the error properly. Okay. So like in the real time, if we get any error, how we are going to solve that, how we are going to use them, how we can find, customize the error. Okay. So exception handling is very, very, very important. Tomorrow we are going to discuss that for one. So till here, any doubts you can ask me, guys. All clear?
Yes, sir.
Let's see you tomorrow.